Representative Lauren Boebert recently went after Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg for taking paternity leave.
Well, the country fell into one of the worst supply chain crises since 1979 when this was still in style. The guy in charge of it all, Mayor Pete, was on a 2-month paternity, whatever the heck you want to call it, leave. The guy was gone. Okay. The guy was not working. Because why? He was trying to figure out how to chest feed. Maybe someone should tell him, please, so he can get back to work. Listen, I'm a mother of 4. I delivered one of my children in the front seat of my truck because as a mom of 4, we got things to do. Ain't nobody got time for 2.5 months of maternity leave. We have a world to save here.
No, we've got a world to save here. Oh, look at me. I gave birth in my truck. Take that one, Buttigieg. Yeah, press X to doubt. There's no way. Please. And by the way, how American would it be to avoid a hospital to give birth? Because, nobody has, insurance they could afford. But anyway, and by the way, that also tells you, how barbaric we are and how super unfamily friendly this entire country is. But understand that this is not about Pete. Now, I have major issues with Pete Buttigieg. Okay. For example, what he did in South Bend to the city's first black police chief. And letting the donors basically take control and dictate to him what to do. Not only that, but his position on progressive issues, the fact that he's not progressive, and also maybe the fact that he does get paid leave while most Americans don't. I think every American should have paid leave. And that's really the issue here. In America, we have no days of mandatory paid leave. Zero, none. The average in the world is 29 weeks. There are some countries that are even more generous, offering up to 54 weeks. I think Japan has the highest amount of weeks for paternity and maternity leave, paid leave. Oh, okay, but we get nothing. Not a thing. Give birth, get back to work, get back to mines. So not only that, but only 19% of American workers get paid family leave. 19%. This is an embarrassment. It's barbaric. And you have a Democratic Party that's supposed to be the party of family and working people that can't even agree on putting 4 measly weeks of paid leave into a reconciliation bill where they need no Republican votes, because all Republicans, of course, hate families. They actually do hate families. They hate working people, and they've all decided to not vote for this. Now, speaking of Republicans, Lauren Boebert is a so-called pro-family values Republican, but she doesn't want to allow you to spend time with your family. Oh, no, we got stuff to do. Oh, don't worry about it. Go back to work. Your boss needs you by their side more than your family needs you. By the way, where are the families? Where are the dads? They're at work. I know. Where are the fathers? They always use that against black people, though. By the way, in a lot of circumstances, as a result of our drug war, our terrible drug laws and racist policing, are often more times in prison as a result of our carceral state that imprisons more black people, as a percentage of their population than white people. So they're vastly overrepresented in our prison system, and yet they say, where are the fathers? Where are the fathers? Ridiculous. No, she wants you back to work. They want you back in the mines. That's it, all they care about. Forget about bonding with your child. No, if you're a father, you don't need to bond with your child. Go back to work, go back to work. Company is your family. Corporation is your family. You must continue to go back to work and make shareholder profits. Is it any wonder why in this country, people are having less children? People don't want to have families. Why? Because this country is openly hostile to families. They don't want you to have families. They don't want you to spend time with your families. No paid leave. Very limited social safety net for children. Defunded public education. Expensive. Incredibly expensive. Secondary education, post-secondary education. This is a nightmare. This country is a nightmare for families. Now, Republicans, of course, get around that and claim to be pro-family because by forcing women to carry pregnancy to term they don't want. Oh, you're going to be forced to have that baby. By the way, we're not going to give you any paid leave to bond with that baby that we forced you to have. And then you're going to go back to work. As soon as you get that out, you go back to work. And then we're going to blame you for being a bad mother for not staying home with your family. God damn it. Republicans are such fucking terrible people. Horrible people. Awful, awful. Disgusting. Disgusting. Now, of course, here's the thing, right? Now, paid leave is incredibly popular. The Republican base and the rest of the country loves it. Why? It's super, super popular and it makes sense. Yes, it's got over 70% support from Republicans, according to various polls. The average is around 70%. I've seen as far as 80%. Now, of course, here's the thing. Here's what they're doing to erode that support. Since, of course, the Republican Party only works for gigantic corporate donors. And they hate paid leave. They hate anything that helps families. Okay? And so what they're doing is they're turning this into a culture war issue by pointing at Mayor Pete. Okay? They're centering that attack on Mayor Pete by basically saying, oh, Mayor Pete, well, he gets paid leave. And he's gay. Well, what about the other gays? What about the trans people? They're going to get paid leave too. Do you want that? Do you want that? Oh, he's learning how to chest feed. Oh, because he's gay. Isn't paid leave gay? Oh, don't you hate it now? Stupid voters that we hate? We hate you and your family. We want you to always be at work. Never leave your cubicle. Never leave your factory post at all. And also, we want you to never get paid your worth. Ever, ever, ever. Don't you hate the gays? Aren't they the real problem, though? Aren't they the real problem? God damn it. God fucking damn it. And again, they're pitting people, working people against each other on popular policy that would actually help families. And I don't know, it might work in the chuds. And it's absolutely disgusting. Just gross. You know, for all the issues I have with Pete Buttigieg, I will always, always defend him against ridiculous homophobic attacks. As for the supply chain crisis, I mean, that's another issue, right? But let me just say this, okay? Pete Buttigieg has people working for him in that department. It's not just Pete Buttigieg alone with his train set, okay? No, and thank goodness, by the way, that it's not just him, because we'd be screwed. Not because he's taking paternity leave, because he has no idea what he's doing. Again, his main qualification for this job was, I've always liked trains. Look, they have a staff and don't really need Pete there. So good. Take paid leave. I think he supports paid leave, so that's good. Again, most Democrats do support paid leave. Now, unfortunately, that should be in the bill. It should be in the reconciliation bill. But apparently Joe Manchin hates paid leave. And other corporate Democrats hate paid leave. And so they're blocking it. But again, Democratic voters, and I think a lot of Democratic politicians at least say they like paid leave. But anyway, this attack from Boebert, of course, is dumb. We know that. And also super homophobic, because they can't actually really attack the policy itself on its own because their voters really like it. And so they have to attach it to like some culture war, homophobia, just garbage that overrides, that really appeals to the conservative, hate brain that they have. And say, you know what? Pete Buttigieg will benefit. Oh, black people will benefit. Oh, gay people will benefit. Trans people. Oh my God. I better be against this thing that's going to help me and my family. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.